Hello everybody, Reggie Time here, my first video in approximately a week, and it's a new series, as yet unnamed. Basically, it'll have a name by the time you see it, of course, but right now it's unnamed, and the premise of the series is pretty much me trying to find as many fish/bad players to play with as possible and demonstrate how easy it is to create good situations for yourself and make money in this game. I'll go into that more soon about why we're doing this and what have you. For now, we'll just play these hands out. Just make a small raise on the turn here against Langston. Wow, he comes back over the top again. That's pretty grim. We clearly can't fold. We might be getting coolered on the very first video. Who knows? Wow. Wow. I mean, do I have to give him credit for a full house here? No. No, we do not. That was a very interesting start to a video, and I'm pretty pleased it went our way and not against us. In the meantime, I completely ignored the hand on table one. I wasn't even aware it was happening. I was just mashing buttons. Anyway, this guy just reloaded for half a load, and Challock's decided to quit, which is just fine by me, Mr. Challock, unless he's going to come and sit on the other side, maybe. So yeah, I haven't made a video for about a week because I've been playing some fast fold poker, Zoom, 888, that type thing. Tried to make some videos. Every single one of them would have been a brilliant video for Poker is Boring, because they were just that. They were fucking boring. They were some of the most boring sessions I've played in my life. Over the course of the week, I played, I don't know, 8,000-9,000 hands. I think I lost about $30. Whatever that would be in buy-ins, maybe like 1.5 buy-ins. And it was dull. No matter what time of day or night I played, it was just dull. It's just wall to wall, semi-competent regulars, basically doing nothing until making nothing happen, until like a big-ish pot of ride where, who knows, someone had 2-pair plus and someone had better, or someone had top pair, top kicker and someone had better. It was, well, you know, you guys who play these games, these Zoom games, you'll know all about them. You'll know how they play. It's fucking tedious, and I mean, I've been done with it for a while, to be fair, but I'm ultra done with it now. I mean, Sky's been great for weeks now, and why I even bothered trying to do it? Well, I know why I tried to bother doing it. I wanted to make some fast fold poker videos, but not that much. I started, and I was just recording the videos, and then my tone, the action of the tables, everything about it was just fucking awful. And I must have recorded and deleted who knows how many videos, 3 or 4 maybe, possibly 5, just because 20-25 minutes in I was like, nothing's fucking happened in this video at all. I've had nothing remotely interesting or positive to say. It's just been, all in all, shite. And I've also been doing quite a lot of work last couple of weeks with a couple of students of mine who are playing those games. Give a shout out to Bert and Thomas. Not sure if you are avid viewers of my videos, but you found me through them, so I guess you maybe watch the odd ones, and you might get this far into this one, who knows. Shout out to you both. They're both playing 16, 25 in those Zoom with reasonable levels of success for those games, i.e. they're not fucking losing and they're not getting their asses handed to them. And that's about as good as it's getting. And we just made a breakthrough with Bert, because I finally convinced Bert to, I'm thinking what to do with this ace-5 suit. I think we'll play it from the small blind for a call, because we're not expecting to get squeezed by a Rams fan very often. That should have been a C-bet on table 1. Too busy yapping. I think now we just bet and hope that Mr. Devil Poker gets out of the way. And she does. Yeah, so I finally convinced Bert. No, I'll tell you the Bert story in a minute. The Bert story is good. It's inspirational, but we're going to play the ace-high flush draw first. And we're going to spike that turn. I like spiking turns. We're going to actually lead this turn now because our opponent's going to check back with the queen way too often. If he folds, never mind. We just get to not like bluff catch versus versus a turn barrel, which is no big deal to me. And we're just gonna hope he's got a big diamond and bet reasonably big. Snaps it off with fuck knows what. Queen 4. What a bad turn card for our friend there. What a bad turn card. Well, what a glorious one for us. So yeah, Bert was playing up 25 and L, breaking even. Bert has, I hope he won't mind me saying if he's watching, because let's face it, none of us know who he is. Floyd, what are you doing, Floyd? I call your bet and challenge you to play a turn. You check. I think I'm either ahead or you have something like pocket fives, which I don't think you're going to fold if I bet, so I shall check. If you check again, I shall overbet. The 30 is as good as checking. I don't think Floyd's playing a jack this way. Let's see if we can get Floyd to fold a 6 or something on pocket 5, so who knows what. And we did. We got Floyd to fold. We like that. Still haven't got the Bert story finished. Bit of a problem because things keep happening. Like royal flush draws keep happening. We don't get a chance to make that royal, which is good enough because we just had queen high. So yeah, Bert, he's been playing 25 with no Zoom. He's got some tilt issues. I persuaded him to drop down to 16 on Zoom while he tried to resolve them. His tilt issues were still there. I finally convinced Bert to give regular tables a shot because I believed a lot of his tilt was just through kind of breaking even, winning a bit, losing a bit, never really getting ahead, and just basically induced by playing in like mega tough games on a regular basis. He started playing the 16L regular tables, and the first session he tilted his brains off because he just couldn't handle all the fish that were there. He was like, what am I going to do, all these fish? And he got sucked out on a couple of times, things didn't go well. Since then, I did a sweat with him, a fantastic session. He actually lost at the start of the session, but recovered to actually put a winning session in, which is something Bert never does. Bert usually, once he starts losing, he doesn't usually get out from under it. His mental game isn't where it needs to be for that to happen for him. But because he was in games where he could see, shit, you know what, I'm stuck in this game, but there's so much dead money around, so many bad players around, he could see a way out, and that's the point I want to get to. With lots and lots of you guys watching my videos, looking for like, hoping to find ways to improve and to beat Zoom, to beat Snap, to beat Fast Forward, whatever it is. And the simplest solution of all is don't keep striving to try and beat them. It's find games that are more beatable and then actually use your skills to make profit at the same limits, even on the same sites. I'm not saying come off PokerStars or come off Party Poker or come off 888. I play on Sky because it's softer than all of those sites put together. But if you're a European guy who doesn't have a Sky to fall back on, just play regular tables. The 16L regular tables on PokerStars are fucking insanely soft. If you're playing 10L Zoom and you're not doing too well and you're bankrupt for 16L, just have a look. Play one session, do yourself a favour, play one session of 16L regular tables and enjoy the fish. Or just play some regular tables of your own stakes. Don't have to move up, just play regular tables of your own stakes and enjoy the fish. And this is kind of what my ongoing video, it's not going to be a series, it's just going to be ongoing bunch of videos of just me playing good games with lots of players with green tags and just collecting money on a, like, every single time I make videos just about, yeah, there's going to be videos where I lose, of course, but you're going to be seeing good games still where my EV is like incredibly high in the games. And hopefully, eventually, after seeing session after session after session after session, it will start to sink in with some of you guys that there is another way. Poker, cash game poker, isn't just about Zoom or Snap or fast forward or playing 800 hands per hour against a bunch of guys just like yourself, playing a ton of rake for the privilege of breaking even or the glory of winning 2 or 3 big blinds 100. So that's what we're going to do. We're not going to keep ranting on about it, but the next God knows how many videos, it's going to be me playing on Skype probably, or other sites where there's fishy players, and just basically finding good tables, lots of green, and demonstrating how we can, instead of playing games where we maybe win 45 to 55% of the time, playing in games where we win 60, 70, 80% of our sessions. And then see how your mental game issues die down. Then see how your win rate goes up. And then see how your bankroll goes up. That's what we're going to talk about. Right, so we've flopped really well against Floyd here. We're going to raise the flop and jam the turn. And if he has the cue for 2 pairs, i.e. his flop to set, then fuck my life. I'm not really sure what Floyd would donk and fold there, because it's not been Floyd's style to do that so far. He's been pretty docile, so who knows what was going on there. Maybe he just had pocket 7s or whatever and just decided he was going to find out where he was, and sadly I chose to let him know where he was, and he made a good fold. Maybe. Probably some pop out. Sorry if the sound's a bit weird. I'm in a bit of an awkward position. Floyd's donking again. We're just going to call this time with the top pair weak kicker. To be fair, this is the 3rd time Floyd has been donking now. That's a pretty sizable turn barrel. Call one more, decide on the river. That's the plan. If he really blasts this for like 7 quid, I'm just going to fold. I'm hoping he checks and we get to check it down and see what he's doing. No reason to bet here. And Floyd just donked to draw. Okie dokie, Floydy. That's not to say what he always donks with. That's just one piece of information that we know up to now about Floyd, which is double barrel donk push draw give up river. And then we'll just see. We'll add to that note in the future when Floyd gives us more information. Floyd's checking this time, which means it's less likely to have a draw. I'm going to bet just to protect my equity if I'm in front. Not need to let him, if he's got some random 6 of hearts or whatever, like A6 offsuit with the 6 of hearts. Not need to let him draw for free. Let's make it a round sound pound. Floyd calls, we miss. Floyd checks. We make a small bet again just to protect our hand if we are still in front. If we're not still in front, then never mind. Check back now, we hit, and probably bet the river if Floyd checks. And hope to get picked off by a 10. Floyd folds. Good stuff. Table 3 isn't as good as it was. Vercon, I remember the name. Played against him, pretty sure I used to have him tagged orange. Not sure why I've untagged him now. But I don't think it's a fish. Pretty good flop for 2 10s, given he's checked. Again, we're just going to bet to protect our hand if we're in front. I think there's a good chance we're in front at this point. Now I think there's a more than good chance we're in front. Gone behind to 8-7, of course. Still behind to pocket tens, crushing everything else. I don't think he has 8-7 very often though, when he kind of limped and then he made it, whenever he made it, 150. So I'm pretty sure we just have the nuts here. I don't think he has very much though, so I'm just going to bet smallish. I think he's just going to fold here most of the time. Yeah, I think he's probably just peeled the flop with 2 overs and then just giving up the turn. That's how it felt anyway. I do have a small tournament on the side if needs be, if this table 3 goes AWOL. I didn't want the tournament in the video because then if people are following the tournament, the spoilers, if they start watching the video and then the video ends after 56 minutes, they pretty much know that the tournament's gone belly up, don't they? So there's a spoiler in that. If I do well in the tournament, then maybe I'll make a separate video of it. Of the final table or whatever. I do like making final table videos. Don't often make final tables, which is why you don't see too many of them. A 3-bet smallish here versus Floyd, just to isolate. We don't want to get squeezed by Sudster or whatever. We flop pretty terribly. I'm going to check back. Call here with a 10-9 on the button. Hopefully Rams fan comes along and we flop well. Flop a straight draw. We might win here with ace queen. We might lose to pocket sixes. Who knows? Oh, we beat king 7. Beautiful. So, nice. A pretty big c bet. We can't fold just yet. I'm not going to raise a green tag player with a draw as weak as this though. If I had the 10 out of diamonds, then we'd just be happy days. Ching ching. Let's put a raise in and not care too much. He checks the turn on the ace. He might be getting tricky. He might just be giving up. Let's fire a bet. It sucks if we get raised here, which I think there's a reasonable chance it might happen. If he's turned like a really strong hand. Lots of fishy players like to check raise when they do that. He's done that. Now it's just a pure maths question. 3-1. Are we getting the right price to draw to our hand? And the answer to that is no. So it's a bit of a shame that we've blown ourselves off our draw by taking a stab. And that is going to happen way more against fishy players than it is against good players. That they're going to see bet weak and then check raise a turn when they hit. But a lot of the time they are just going to check fold there and we get to win pots with 10 high. So it's annoying when it doesn't work and we do get raised and we get taken off our draw, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be making the bet. And the bet was okay. It was just the time that Heist was having something. I'm going to 3-bet. I think Kabayashi, not sure about him. Don't know if he's a regular or not, but I'm going to 3-bet just to avoid getting squeezed. And for value, of course. I mean, it's hard to get value pre-flop with ace queen because we're still going to get that hand all the way to the river. Or getting heads up against Langsholm, playing with initiative, etc. All those things, they're all good. We get to control the pot, or we try and get to control the pot, but instead Langsholm just donks out to us on a board that's absolutely no use to us. So we'll now fold. I'm not going to play the 9s out of position to the 3-bet. We're going to fold that 2. And we're just going to be nice and chilled. No stress. No stress poker. Just nice and chilled. Massive apologies to the lady that doesn't like hearing me drinking. Should have given you a warning there. Should have given you a 5-second countdown to hit the mute button. And this Kobayashi is at 2 tables. I'm going to search him in the lobby, see how many tables he's actually at. Kobayashi. Not a player I'm familiar with. Normally don't respect anyone who has oh God, I lost my train of thought there. I'll get back to that train of thought in just a moment. Hopefully it will. It won't be the first time though if I lose the train of thought, will it? Koba. I'm going to raise the A7 suited under the gun because of flash gorm. Kobayashi. See if Sky finds him off that. It does. And it's saying he's playing note. Oh, it's Kobayashi. It doesn't seem to want to find him. What am I doing wrong here? We'll check again in a moment. Am I spelling something wrong? Kobayashi. With like a... For whatever reason, Sky isn't finding him. He's got one of those weird names. There's another one called Kiza Soze that Sky refuses to find too. Giving up with the A7. We might even win here. I doubt it. I very much doubt we win. But we might even win. Who knows if he's just got like 6, 7 of hearts or something. River the straight on table 1. We lose the pocket 3s. We probably could have got pocket 3s there with the turn barrel. But I'm not big into double barreling fish on like paired boards and stuff. I'm not big into double barreling fish full stop. Especially when I have some showdown value. Min 3-bet by Ash out of position. We have the King Queen of red, and we're going to hope for some red on the flop. That is not red, but that is a pair and a good shot. We're not falling for the check, we're just going to check back. We like that turn card. We hope he doesn't have the Ace King ball, that would sting. I think about 220s the right amount for this river. Pray he doesn't jam. Please don't jam. He didn't jam. Happy days. Could have handled a small raise maybe and called for a chop or whatever, but the jam would have stung. Excuse me. Eight Queen, and of course, sorry, I was responding to a message that I shouldn't, to a program that I shouldn't be logged into, making me a fucking massive hypocrite, because I always tell people who I'm working with that they need to be super focused when they're playing. Like some donks again, he loves his donk bet, doesn't he? Actually going to make a small raise here, just with that, like 2 overs and backdoors. See what's going on with his donk bets. He does call, we pick up a draw. Small turn barrel, and we river a 10, which we're going to hope is good, and we're going to hope he doesn't bet big. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Didn't want him to bet big. He can have lots of stuff. 8, 10. It's going to fold. Whenever I think to myself, please don't bet, it's usually a good indicator that I should fold when they do. A bit disappointing that we below finally get there and then fold our hand, but the amount of times I've thought to myself, please don't bet, and then I said fuck it, call anyway, and then they just show me whatever nonsense they've had. Yeah, fair enough, whatever. Might have made a bad fold there, but I doubt it. Raise versus this like small bet. Here's Nick. If he just calls, we might blitz the river. We didn't have very much there, but I didn't expect Nick did either when he just bets that sizing on the turn. I expect he would bet much bigger with a jack. In the meanwhile, I've completely forgot my tournament existed, and I've been sitting out of it for approximately 8 minutes and blinded down. I'm not going to look back at the hands I've been dealt because it will tilt me silly if I've been dealt something decent in the meantime, when I've just not even been watching. Let's raise those aces. Ooh, top set. That is a thing of great beauty. Sadly, Ramswan does not have a lot of chips. Hopefully by the end of it he'll have 0 chips. I may as well just bet them all, mightn't I? May as well just bet them all. No, we're going to bet 2 or whatever and just like give him a cheap shot to draw. Just bet them all. We've got almost a pot size bet left. He's called it off drawing absolutely dead. And happy days. 6-5 suited. The tournament's going belly up, by the way. We just lost the first pot back. I'm going to raise a 6-5 suited. I'm not a huge fan of small cards when I'm playing in fishy games, but they do offer some sort of playability, and we flopped pretty well there with the gutter board. We turned pretty well on table 1. I'm going to check raise Nick here on the river. Oh, no, I'm not. Of course, suddenly we lose to a king. Just going to bet fold versus Nick. Did not realise that. Did not notice the king on the river initially. That would have been a horrible check raise. That would have absolutely. Would have sucked worse than my misses. That's what that would have done. We're giving up with the miss flush here on the ace-high board. Do not expect to get too many bluffs through. Took our shot, we got a good turn card, missed it completely, and he was not folding jack ace as long as he had breath in his body. Checking back the 7-5 against Mr. Lanxholm. No idea what Nick's trying to rep here, but we have jack shit, so it's pretty easy fold for us. Gonna fold the 3rd pair here on that board against Lanxholm. Lanxholm's he's an active little fucker, isn't he? He sure is an active little fucker. I have to pay him just a bit more attention, and this kind of board is exactly the type of board I'm happy to pay more attention on. Raise for value, not just raising because of the flush draw, I'm also raising because I have the toppest of pairs. Don't like the king. Pairs in with that jack. Do I like the king? Don't I like the king? Might just bet this turn and check back the river, I think. Thing is, you can't have too many draws because we have all the clubs. Hopefully he does his thing and does his donk. He doesn't. We're just going to hope he has 2 pairs here. I'm going to bet really big. Doesn't he? Just folds. Never mind. Ace-5 suited. Let's try and flop something against Nick. We flop a top pair. It's not a bad start. We turn the 2 pairs. I don't think Kobayashi has much at this point. He doesn't bet the flop with Nick in the pot. Probably doesn't have much of a hand. Consider himself heads up for all intents and purposes there. Unless Nick had something like exactly 7-6, 7-8, that type of thing. Big blind here would think about calling 6-9 suited. I know a lot of people like that hand they play. It's got a sassy name, all those things. But ultimately, from the 1 hole, it's pretty much a crock of shite, isn't it? Wow, here we go with Nick. We're rooting for you here, Nick. Do not fold, Nick. Nick did not fold. Nick is in rough shape. Nick. What are you doing, Nicky? Now all of a sudden we've got a 13L table, 2 potential regulars, and 1 guy with no money. We'll be getting rid of table 1 imminently, I would imagine, unless Nick has the wherewithal to reload. We won't be leaving until Nick does, of course. That would just be rude. But if Nick does leave the table, then Reggie won't be far behind him. It's all about the fishes. It's all about the fishy wishes. Nothing else. We're down to 40 bigs in the tournament, which is probably still a lot by tournament standards, I guess. Just comparing a good shot against the flash. Bet now just to protect our hand, and also if we do get called, then we can suck out sometimes. Just giving up against Floyd. You can't win them all. Checking back the 7 against Flash. Hope it's good. It was good. Again, we maybe could have got Floyd off his hand there, but I'm very used to bad players just check calling with ace high and shit here, and just that all I end up doing is just losing some slightly bigger pots. Get slightly more annoyed by it also. In spots like that, when I'm in position, even though it's capped his range, I just give up because lots of fish cap the range and don't fold. So I don't mind just giving up. Sometimes Nick's reloaded, and on top of that, we've had Frankie, who I've never seen before, coming and joining with a shit stack, and we have this guy here coming and joining with a shit stack, and looking pretty good right now. We could 3-bet, we could 4-bet bluff versus Boiler, but can't be asked. No need to do it. We're not interested in dick waving against regulars. We're very interested in playing pots against fish with good hands. So, he calls. We get a flop where I think we could still be ahead. Sometimes we do have the backdoor hearts. We can certainly make a c-bet here and then just make some decisions on some turns. That's not a good turn. Problem is here, we could still be ahead and just be forced to check fold a lot, because double barreling would be horrible. We just have to check fold a lot here and just accept that sometimes Heist is just going to pull our pants down, and we're just going to have to deal with that. I might actually ask people on Facebook what we should call a video that focuses on me exclusively playing tables against bad players, because I can't think of a title. The Flash one's gone. Where did the Flash's money go? Didn't even notice. Frankie, did the Flash lose his lunch to Frankie? Looks like he might have done. Drinking, in case Eleanor or she's called listening. Mute now, Eleanor. I'm going to start drinking in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Pause for the belch. It wasn't Flash, was it? It was whatever he was called. It wasn't called Flash. Floyd, wasn't it, on the table one? Sorry for the confusion. We're talking about Floyd, not the Flash. We've got back to above starting stack in the tournament. We are fucking rocking. We have now got less big blinds than we had before we got back to starting stack, but we have a bigger stack now and less blinds. Not sure if that's a step forwards or a step backwards. missing in tournaments is way more irritating than missing in cash games, isn't it? I just raised the button with the King Queen in the tournament. We've got 2 callers and it's come down 6-6-5, which is clearly dull as shit. It bugs me in tournaments because you just don't have the auto reload. So you kind of, I don't know how to play those spots anywhere near as well. Not going to see bet this board multi-way on table 1. Where's the ace jack tournament? I should probably bring it into the screen somehow. I am going to bet twice now on table 1. Now the jacks come. I think we can represent that after the flop checks through. We can represent some high cards and shit. I completely butchered this on table 1 because I should have bet the river. Now I haven't. Now I need to call because I've completely underwritten my hand and I just end up paying off 8-7, which is annoying. But whatever. Guess it could have been worse. Gut shot, table 1. Let's raise on the dry board and see what happens. We pick up a cold caller from Frankie, which isn't that much fun. I guess the Queen's going to be a scary card to a lot of top pairs and shit, so I guess we should probably just barrel one more time and then just smash the fuck out of the river. I really like check raising here. Really, really like check raising. Fuck off, Frankie, behave yourself. Behave yourself, Frankie. What did you check back there, Frankie? That's irritating. Ace 5. Oh, whatever. What? He called twice with a gut shot. Fair play to you, Frankie. Durable. Tenacious. That's what I'm going to call you, Frankie. Tenacious. Sticky. That turn card's fucking diabolical. That river card isn't ideal. The bet makes me feel sad. Again, being naughty, replying to a Facebook message because I'm a hypocritical dickwash. Sorry. Let's raise a 4-6 suited. We have a fish in the blinds, we have a fish on the button. And it's sexy. We get squeezed, which is horrible. It's small though. We kind of can't fold. And we're just going to hope to see a sea of blue on the flop. Boom. That's a flop I wanted with my 4-6 of diamonds. The ace, jack, 8, 2 clubs. That is a phenomenal flop because we get to do that and not get in any more trouble. Min raise from Langsome. Let's see some 8s, 7s and 6s please, Sky. Nope, just the 6. You're in the bin. This almost certainly has to be a fish that's coming to sit here, because any regular joining this table would almost certainly join in the other seat. And a raise for value with the 8-7. And bet the turn again, pretty small. We can certainly still get called by 5x, 6-7, that type of thing. 9-7. 6 is another dreadful card. Got the feeling our friend Lanx is going to bet again. He's good at betting cards that piss me off, isn't he? He's really good at betting cards that annoy me. And there's nothing much you can do here. We just have to fold again. I'd actually like to have a hand I could call with, and that's what, to see what he's doing, because that's twice I've kind of felt the bet coming through, and twice felt before it came, I don't want to call if he bets. I'm going to pay very close attention to Lanx home and see if we can figure out what's going on with those bets. Flush draw and a massively multi-way pot on table 1. Wouldn't mind seeing a free one, and I wouldn't mind seeing a green deuce. Green deuce, please, Sky. Nope, instead it gives me black 4. And you're going to give me more reason to want to continue. If you're going to bet, Frankie, bet fucking big so I can just fold. Can't fold versus that sizing. We're getting way too much of a good price. Now we're hoping for a black deuce. That'd be nice. Or they can just give us the fucking red 8, which is absolutely no use to man or beast. Predictably, I'm folding my way to extinction in the tournament. It's a KO tournament. There's a player next to me who I have covered, which is unlikely because I've actually got about half the average stack. So if Lucky at 1366 goes in with anything, I might just end up going in with him too and just trying to win ahead at least. That could be a truly abysmal strategy. I wouldn't have a fucking clue, but makes sense to me. Queen 3-6. Let's take a stab and then make a plan from the turn onwards. Probably barreling any king, ace, 9. Not barreling the queen. Hope to hit a 10 or a jack on the river where we can maybe think about bluff catching. If he doesn't bet this river, I might well have to bluff. He does though, so makes my decision rather disappointingly easy. Top pair table 3 against an orange tag. Start by calling if he bets. And it seems more sensible. He checks. Bet to protect. Flop 2 pair table. Oh, Lanxholm's disappeared. I was about to look for the Lanxholm then. And try and get some joy. But I'm not in love with the 9 on the turn. On table 2. I'm in love with the 9 on the turn on table 3. Although again, I expect this guy to just check fold this turn a lot. I think he's going to check call, always in the flop a lot, and then just check fold the turn. Just check raise. It'll be interesting. We get to go all in on the river all in the tournament. Oh, I've managed to unresize the browser. We get it all in 3 ways. Oh, I can't bring it across, sadly, because I've completely fucked the whole job up. But I did manage to triple up and knock 2 players out in one hand, which was fucking delightful. And now I've just got like this weird sized table on my fucking screen. And now it just looks weird. Clusterfuck completely, then massively panicked. And now the table's a very strange size. Let's make it bigger again if we can. That looks about right, does it? Nope. That looks about right. But now we're up to 3,300 in the tournament. Which none of you guys can see, and probably none of you gave a flying fuck about. But we did score beautiful double knockout with a beautiful pair of ladies. So I think that's just about the tournament buy-in covered there, which is nice. So we're free rolling. We're free rolling to that £119, 22 pence up top. Bring it home, Richie. Bring it home. And I am 41st to 104. As good as at the final table, that. It's as good as being at the final table. I don't see how I can fail to make the final table from 41 of 104. Aces, ace jack. All things I can work on. I can work with this stuff. I'm going to call, and we're going to either hope someone squeezes behind or play a pot with these fish. We end up going 5 ways to the flop. It's going to really suck, but there's a chance we take, and we are going 4 ways to the flop, which is far from ideal. Check call this turn against Boiler. Don't expect him to call with the worst hand twice, and it raises, it puts it in a weird spot. Need to bet the river. He's going to check back a lot with his 2 pairs and stuff. These aces have been well and truly butchered. I think we have the best hand, but I don't think we can bet. And we're just going to hope Tommy checks back. He does. Wow, he just had the nut flush on the turn and decided he didn't want to put any money in. So we would have lost. I mean, I'm not justifying it. I mean, clearly 3-betting pre-flop would have been the right play there. I think calling's fine, but we would have 3-bet pre-flop. He would have called. We would have got fucking rinsed. So I can dodge bullets, baby. Oh, as it happens, I had the bullets, but I can dodge my bullets getting cracked by spades, baby. And that's not to say I'm tongue in cheek there. I don't like to 3-bet pre-flop when there's fish in the blinds and I have 2 aces. It's not my cup of tea. Sadly, sometimes things like that hand just happen there where you end up going heavily multi-way and it's a problem. But I'm just not into 3-betting aces pre-flop when there's fish behind. Not into it in the slightest. 7 would be nice. Nope, we do not get the 7. What did Boiler have in that hand, by the way? Pull it up and tell you guys. He just had ace queen, so we sucked out on him. Oh, suckout's gratefully received in sheer edgy. I can tell you that for nothing. No shame in me. I'll happily suck out if I need to. And again, that's where we need to lead the river. Completely lost my train of thought again there. Yeah, sorry, he would have checked back the river shoe with his ace queen on that run out with the king and then the diamond. So just leading when you think your opponent's going to check back a lot of their range is something I do quite a lot of. both against fish and regulars. It's highly exploitable. If regulars are watching, they're going to see that when Reggie leads the river, when the board texture changes, he has it. But never mind. Never mind. Not too worried about that. Disappointing flop for the Jack 10. We can see but though. Do not flop well against Tommy. Out of position against a player who I respect on this board texture, which heavily favours his range over mine. In my opinion, it does anyway. I'm just going to check fold and just accept that's the spot where Tommy gets to win an awful lot of the time. Right, suited, middle position open, a little bit loose, a little bit loosey-goosey, but we've got 2 green, and we can always afford to be a little bit looser when there's greens kicking around. Not when the Rams fan does that though. Open and straight draw. We've done this dance before, haven't we? We'll raise again. This time Frankie gets out of the way and river calls, river gauche. Not a good turn card to barrel. River didn't call last time. I don't think we're going to check back and just try and spike our deuce or our 7. And we do not. King Jack under the gun, normally not an open, but 3 greens kicking around. Turns it into one, in my opinion. You can just play way looser when there's lots of greens around. I mean, I'm universally known as a nit, and I've been relatively nitty in this video, but you could just be way looser when there's a fish around, because you just make way more money with your marginal hands. You don't lose as much because the fish aren't going to put you in as many tough spots with when you cap your range and shit like that. You could just play loads more hands against fish, basically. That's all I'm trying to say. We are 3-betting ace king in the tournament. This time I'm going to get the table set up ready to bring across should anything exciting happen. Nothing exciting's happened. We've just completely bricked the fucking flop, which is boring. We got called in 2 spots and we got the 5-6-4 offsuit. We have got a particularly interesting draw on table 1 now. And Frankie, if you want to see a turn, you're going to have to commit more money to this pot than 30 pence, sir. I am deep with Frankie, so I need to be careful that I don't get too carried away here. And we're deep with the river too. We're going to check back this turn for sure. And we're going to call the river. Or bet the river. And predictably the ace king in the tournament was just dull. And we're now back down to 2,400 chips at 5,100. So we're going to be we're in solid need double up territory soon. 24 big blinds is a lot, I guess, especially in games on Skype where there's no antes. But the blinds aren't exactly slowing going up either. So what you lose out in antes, what you gain in not having antes, you lose out in the structures being not fantastic. Probably going to see Bet versus Jaywalk here if he checks to us. He doesn't, so never mind. Is this the right size to bring in should I need to? Yeah, it's near enough, isn't it? Because there'll be some all-in action sooner or later. So we won't be in panic mode next time trying to drag it across. Don't think you need to be seeing 6-7 offsuit on an Ace-King 10 board though. Not going to be a ton of action. I think what we're going to do with this video is end it soon and then instantly start recording the next video after it, rather than just me carry on playing at good tables and just not capturing the action. We've got nearly an hour in the can. What the fuck am I talking about in the can? Punch me in the face if I ever come with that shit again. We've got an hour recorded, which is enough for one video. I mean, 3-bet, we're out of position to boiler. We're deep with a suited ace. We're going to call and we're going to do the green dance. Oh, we did the green dance and it came home. Oh, yeah. Oh, boiler did not bite. Boiler, hopefully boiler has the Ace-King with the king of clubs here and doesn't fold. Or hopefully he has pocket queens with... Oh, no, he can't have pocket queens with the club. Fucking muppet. We did the green dance. We got the green. We did not make any money. Sad times. Just goes to show, though, doing the dance, guys, it works. If you do the green dance, or the blue dance, or the red dance, whenever you want to do your flush dance, just do it. Just do the flush dance. I'm going to make a very questionable jam in the tournament here, I think. I certainly am now. We can squeeze. A good chance this gets through, I think. Oh, bless. Absolutely snap called. And what a head. Unbelievable scenes. Red. Red! No, never mind. Not sure his call for 20 big blinds is good there with King Queen, but it's a Sky tournament. What do you expect? Snap-alled me. He absolutely snap-alled me. Seems like a good spot to end the video and then just start recording the next one because the tournament's ended. We won't be entering any more tournaments. So yeah, we'll do that. End the video now. Thanks for watching, etc, 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 etc. And the next video will be out 2 days after this one. And if you're watching this 3 weeks in the future, then the next video will already be out. Bye for now.